The insidious and twisted truth of relationships with narcissists is that all the pain, the turmoil, and everything you're trying to fix is intended, deliberate, willful. That is the relationship. That whatever fantasy you have about the relationship turning out and that future where you're going to be happy, it's never happening. That the reality of all relationships with narcissists is they are always in decline. The peak of the relationship will always be on the front end. There is no improvement. There is only decline, degradation. And for some people, they're fortunate enough to get out early, as soon as the devaluation starts. But for the unfortunate ones that go full term, they will tell you that this relationship resulted in near full life destruction. You can't talk about narcissistic abuse without talking about people fantasizing about unaliving themselves. You know, it's really crazy to think, but these people are so toxic that they cause the manifestation of significant mental health issues in people in their lives. And the worst part about it is it's on purpose. It is deliberate. It is intentional. It is calculated. And especially in the case of the covert narcissists, that these people can undermine you emotionally for years and in a way that is undetected and insidious and all-encompassing, where the effect of this person in your life is very much like being poisoned on a daily basis in very small dosages. The one thing that most people will say at the end of the relationship is they lost themselves, that they don't recognize themselves, that they are begging God just to restore them to the person that they remember themselves being. And in some ways, that is almost like a fantasy or a memory. That if you're somebody that is still in one of these relationships and you're trying to work it out, you're thinking about therapy, you're doing everything you can to accommodate this person, appease this person, and work on yourself, I want you to know that is the only thing holding the relationship together. And you need a reality check. That a narcissist is a lifelong relationship failure. They're ill-equipped for any form of real emotional connection with any human being. They're uniquely destructive and abusive. And that there will never come a day where you have true peace of mind, freedom, and fulfillment. It doesn't mean there won't be good days, because a lot of people have to weigh the good and the bad in order to remain in the relationship. And what you may find is that some people, some narcissists, they could be 90% good. Not all of them. Some of them are really bad most of the time, but some of them can seem 90% good. But the problem is that 10% is so toxic, so insidious, so abusive, that it obliterates anything that they ever could have done for you. And anything that they do for you is purely transactional. They expect more in return, and that more is never good enough. And it's not that it isn't good enough. It's that the narcissist understands that they can never let you feel like you are good enough. That part of their insidious emotional abuse and control is never giving you any satisfaction or fulfillment out of the relationship. They're never letting you know that you make a difference. And the reality is, they're right, you don't, because you can't. They're immovable. They are cursed to a life of misery, and they want nothing more than to bring you to hell with them and leave you for dead. And that's it. And so if you're trying to work it out, if you're hoping that this person's curable, if you're still looking for answers, the only answer you need is that person a narcissist? Or is their behavior close enough to where you have to ask that question? That's the final answer. That if you know that that's a narcissist, you know it's over. And you know that it's hopeless. Period.